So most of the grid tutorials that I've seen on YouTube, they rely on things like creating a pattern for pattern fill, and those are fine. But I like this method because it's really fast, and you can use it for basically any size document, whether it's a really small or really large document. You can use this, and it's just really quick. So in general, it's my preferred method of making grids. So I'm going to create a new document here. This one's 2000 by 2000, but the size really doesn't matter. Let's go to create a gradient, and I'm just going to use just a black to white gradient here. I apologize if not all my my menus are showing up. OBS is being a little weird with me within Photoshop because of all the windows inside there, but we'll go with it. So in this case here, since I'm not creating a document for other uses, I'm gonna work with as few layers as possible. So I've got this gradient fill here, and I'm just gonna flatten this. I don't really need the gradient fill anymore, so this is really all I need here. So I'm gonna go to filter, and let's go to pixelate, and we're gonna go with mosaic. And typically mosaic would be used for making an image look pixelated, but in this case, it's gonna give us bands of color since we're working with a grayscale. And this is the nice thing I like about this is you can see, like right in front of your eyes, what the grid is looking like as you create it, like what the grid size is going to be. And if you wanted to, let's just say we'll go with 100 for now, just to get something easy. If you wanted to, you could do this in another layer and create a mask or something, so you could see what you're creating the grid on top of, if you want a better visual reference. But for these purposes, this is really all we need. So, and now I'm going to go to filter, and we're going to go to stylize, and we're going to go to find edges. Okay, and we now have some lines essentially. Now notice that some of these are darker than others. This one is definitely a lot grayer than this one. And that's not a problem. We're going to go to threshold. I'm going to go to create a threshold adjustment layer, and you see as I drag this slider, it's basically going to give me all black lines there. And I'm going to zoom into 100. You can see they're all the same width. All of them are the same shade. I'm now going to flatten that, and now we're going to duplicate this guy, and we're going to go ahead and do a free rotation, and let's rotate that 90 degrees and go back to 100, and let's go and do a darken mode. You notice there when I went to lighten, I actually got a grid of dots, so you can use it for that method too. But darken here, and I've got my grid. I can flatten that out, and now I have a grid. Like I said, it's a really fast process. This works for pretty much any size. If let's see here, I'm gonna go to gradient, gradient adjustment layer, and I'm gonna do that process over again. So let's do, okay, I'm gonna delete the gradient layer and now have a layer with just this in it. So we're gonna go to filter, pixelate, mosaic, and we're gonna go really small. So let's say we'll go something like, let's go like 40 maybe. Okay. And now we're gonna go to filter, stylize, find edges again, and threshold above that. And you can see I got my grid again. Let's duplicate that. And free transform rotate it and darken. And now you can see I have a smaller grid. So it's really easy to create different sizes, all the different sizes grids with this, and no having to worry about patterns or anything. If you get good with this, you can create a grid in 30 seconds flat. So if you find this technique useful, go ahead and like it, subscribe, share it around if you'd like. I'm going to make another tutorial on grids that it's a way that I use this type of grid to make one of those 80s style flat plane grids. So if you'd like to see that, subscribe, and that should hopefully pop up in your feed sometime soon when I make that.